Hey everyone, and welcome to the Creative Conversation podcast, where we, and by we I mean me, talk about our creative life and everything related to our artistic journey. We will talk about topics like the creative block, having an online presence, fear of showing your artwork, and so on. Also, feel free to comment below and let me know what you would like to hear. But before we begin, I would like to quickly tell you why I decided to make this recording. So, the idea for the podcast came about because I like to listen to lectures or podcasts while I do my artwork. And it somehow helps me to do my art, which is something I do alone. But when I listen to a podcast, I'm alone, of course, but I don't really feel like I am. And I like listening to all kinds of topics, but especially I like to listen to other artists. You know, their experiences and thoughts. So the idea is that somehow this way I can give back, give back to the community. Okay, so let's begin. And by the way, if you're listening to it on YouTube, I might attach some video to this conversation. And I hope I can call it a conversation, even though it's just me and I'm just talking to myself. I'm not sure yet what video I will attach, but probably something, maybe me gel printing monoprints with a gel plate, which is something I really like doing lately. And it's quite addictive. Once you start printing with a gel plate, you can just go on and literally hours go by, and I find myself just so into it, and I forget what time it is and even what day it is. Although these days everybody forgets what day it is because of the coronavirus. And the thing I like to work with mostly is images, mostly my photos. I wouldn't call myself a photographer, although I'm sure there might be people who will call me a photographer because I do photography and I take photos and I'm quite devoted to it. But anyway, that's a subject for another time. And the funny thing is that after having the idea to record a podcast, the immediate next thought is, what am I going to talk about? And what do I have to say? And why would anybody care what I have to say, even if I have something to say? So I'm not really a talker. Some people are natural speakers, and it seems like they enjoy talking, and it comes very easy to them. I'm not in that category. Not to mention that I quite often forget what I wanted to say in mid-sentence. But yeah, as you can see, I decided to give it a try anyway and record this podcast and just see what happens. So the subject I wanted to talk about is writer's block, or in our case it will be artist block, or maybe creative block. And this happens when a creative person finds themselves unable to create new artwork or continue on an art piece, and they're simply stuck. Maybe they feel like they ran out of ideas, or if they have an idea, they don't know how to begin, and like I said, they are stuck. Sometimes an artist block can be accompanied with feelings of I'm just not good enough, and why do I even bother doing my art? Creative block can take you to some bad places. So yeah, there could be many reasons why someone has a creative block. Maybe some personal reasons, maybe it's fear or, I don't know, boredom, or you're worried about something. But sometimes I feel it can be just random. It just happens. It's human. So let's not worry about it. Just know that it can happen to anybody. It is human. It's the nature of art, probably the nature of life. At least I should say modern life. I wonder, did our ancestors sit around moping about the meaning of life and their place in the universe and why they are here? So did they, the cave artists, did they whine about their art? Did they whine about it not being good enough? And did they have a creative block? Probably not. And it's not because they didn't have time. I think they had plenty of time to think. They had much more time than we have in these modern times. And, you know, being on social media doesn't always make you feel better about your art. Yeah, I mean, if you're lucky, you meet some nice people online, and I met a lot of nice people. And these nice people, you know, they'll help you figure out things and maybe even help you improve your art. I don't know, but, you know, it's true. Sometimes you see something amazing someone else created, and I don't know, you just say to yourself, I'm just not good enough. My art is not that good. But all I can say about that, don't compare yourself to others. You're not them, and you will create what you need to create. If you try to make your art to look like someone else's art, it's never going to work, and it will never make you happy. And I think you know it. So now let's see what we can do about our artist block. I mean, how can we get out of it and start creating again? So I think one of the best things to do is simply talk to someone about it. Maybe brainstorm some new ideas with them and tell them how you feel and, you know, what would you like to create and what did you enjoy creating in the past? Stuff like that. Just talk and see what happens. And if you don't have that option, or, you know, and something else you can do is just go for a walk. I power walk almost every evening, and it's probably one of the most enjoyable activities in my life. And most of the time I return home with new, fresh ideas. Sometimes I get so excited with some new ideas that I simply run home. So what I'm saying is that you don't have to agonize about your creative desert, and definitely don't let it take over or take you to dark places where you feel anxious and distressed. You can simply beat it with a little bit of a positive attitude and a good friend and some fresh air. So good luck. Okay, so thank you for listening. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I should make more podcasts like this one, or I shouldn't quit my day job. If you're interested in my books and online classes, check out the links below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.